Here's how to make a homemade stuffed seitan roast. We'll start by making the seitan dough and whisking together all of our dry ingredients. So in go the vital wheat gluten, salt, and pepper. Next, we have some of our homemade vegan chicken bouillon powder, and finishing it up with a little bit of all-purpose flour, which is really going to improve the texture of your seitan like you wouldn't believe. It's a little trick from me to you. Next up, we have just sauteed some onion, garlic, celery, and herbs in some vegan butter until they are nice and crisp, flavorful, and super aromatic. Then you're going to pour half a cup of water and 3 tablespoons of vegan butter into that pot and stir it all up until the butter is completely melted. Once that vegan butter is melted, you are going to add to a food processor some frozen and pressed extra firm tofu, and then carefully add the contents of your pan, all those sauteed veg, the melted vegan butter, the herbs. We're gonna blend this up next, and this is going to be our wet mixture for our seitan dough. Once your wet mixture is completely blended smooth, you're going to add it to the whisked dry mixture, and then we are going to use a rubber spatula to mix it all together until you get kind of like a rough, shaggy looking dough. Show you what that looks like next. You want to be careful not to over stir. Okay, that is what the shaggy dough looks like that I mentioned. Next, you're going to get in there with your hands and knead it lightly for really no more than 30 seconds, just to combine everything and to make sure you don't have any dry spots in the dough. Be careful not to overwork the gluten because we don't want our seitan to be like tough and hard to chew. So we have used a rolling pin to roll out that seitan dough into a nice big rectangle, and we've placed some stuffing along the edge. Now we're going to roll our roast. You want to first make sure you encapsulate that stuffing in your first roll, and then keep going all the way to the top, pinching the seam at the end so you can seal it closed. Once your seitan is all rolled up, you are then going to roll it in some tin foil, or if you don't want to use tin foil, you can use a cheesecloth. We're going to wrap this up and put it in our steamer and steam it for about 30 minutes. Once your roast has steamed, you are going to roll out a large sheet of puff pastry and then roll that seitan roast in the pastry, pinching the ends just like we did with the seitan dough to make sure it is completely closed. We're going to bake this at 400 Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes until the pastry is nice and browned and a little crispy. Here is the final product on our seitan roast en croûte. Look at that. It smells so good in here. Oh my gosh. I am in love with this recipe update. It is so meaty. You can just pull it apart. It's meaty, but then it almost melts in your mouth. It's got this super fatty component from that vegan butter. It is just incredible. It's everything you want on your holiday table. Make it for a dinner party. Make it to impress your family. I don't know. Just make this. Give it a try.
It's a Wednesday night.
Yes! Highly approve of that reason. If you give this a try, if you have any questions at all, shoot us a message. Let us know. Tag us in your creations when you do make it. Oh my gosh.